Hey guys, it's me, Ria on the run. Just at my turnaround point. Well, sort of turning around. It's so beautiful. I'm at the point, like the jetty over at Pine Point, and there's a little boat there, fisherman boat, or is it? Yeah, fisherman. It's not a Coast Guard. Anyways, I just wanted to hop on and share a message with you guys. Isn't it gorgeous out here? And it's about us living our dreams in the sense that anything is possible, and in the sense that we are becoming less dense, less physical. We are really breaking free to the other side, really embodying and entering and allowing that quantum self within the physical. So in the past, because of our frequency, we weren't able to embody that quantum self due to limited beliefs, ideas, um, constraints, resistance, and all of that. And now we are literally entering that flow of the quantum self. And what is the quantum self? It is our multidimensional self that is assigned, so to speak, to different timelines. So we are literally opening up to our quantum self, which is available everywhere all at once. And we're really slipping. Hey, Tristan, slipping. Hey, Sandy, out of the idea of density, linear timeline, and Spirit's been talking about that forever. How linear timeline, as we know it, is really deconstructing, and it's deconstructing simultaneously as we are allowing that quantum part of us to break through. So it's like breaking through to the other side, but simultaneously the other side is breaking through us. Oh my God, that's so cool. So breaking through to the other side, the quantum, we might always think of it's outside of us, it's galactic, it's somewhere else, but literally it is inside of us. It is those codes. It is what we are breaking through. Our remembering, our DNA, our cellular memory is breaking through. So we're breaking through to the other side, but the other side is breaking through us. We are allowing it through our frequency, through our allowance, through the dismantling of linear time, beliefs, paradigms, matrix, programming, and all of that. So as we're doing that, we're kind of in like that limbo. We're kind of in the limbo. We're like caught between worlds in a lot of ways. And that's where the Mandela effect comes in as well. Like entering something, dead solid, true, and then it's not true and it's presenting as something else. That is indication of your timeline shifting as well. Like a reality where I've used this example where my car is parked in the same spot all the time and I got to be careful backing out one of my other vehicles, to a timeline where it literally doesn't exist. But many times we will discard it as, oh, I'm just going cuckoo, or oh, I'm just forgetting, or I'm getting old, what have you. But then this is happening more and more often. And even in the senses of deja vus, and feeling like you've lived something before, because you do exist out in that timeline. And it's like your timeline here is literally opening up and merging to that other timeline. So it seems like a remembering. But what you're really doing is you are encompassing and allowing more of that quantum self to permeate your physical being. We're not having to die and enter spirit. We're not having to reincarnate to enter and live other timelines or other parts of us that exist quantumly. And so, what is happening as we're kind of in that in between and going in and out? We are able, and I've been talking about this a lot as well, able to observe our human self, our 3D self, simultaneously as we are also multidimensional, or entering that more observer, conscious, higher self perspective. So we can watch ourselves go through the old processes of how we would react to being triggered, something catastrophic in our life, even something on the mundane level upsetting us, that pre-programming reaction that we usually um, bring forth when we're ignited. But now we are observing it, and we can now choose to just observe it and allow it and refocus our human self. And relationships will really bring that out of us. Like I don't know if you guys ever visit, when you go visit home, you sometimes regress or act or have those memories and slip into an older version of you, how you associate with family or your environment, or like when I, not so much now, but when I was a little younger, when I went to visit back home, I immediately go in the cupboards, the fridge. I had this same senses and emotions that I did when I actually lived back at home, looking for something to eat, or just those same behaviors. But now we are observing those behaviors, those auto kind of behaviors that have been instilled in us from that higher perspective. And we're actually bringing forth the quantum self where we are redirecting our thoughts. We are able to respond differently, consciously. So I just wanted to share that, and that is normal, and not to get mad or beat yourself up. Just observe with love and compassion those older version of you, other timeline reactions. It's all part of the process. We are um, allowing more of our quantum self and entering that, and we're also opening up to all of these thoughts and theories as well. But what's really cool is because we're still densified physical on this timeline simultaneously, we're actually able to play out in the physical these new ideas, which aren't really new. They're just a remembering of a deeper wisdom of knowledge related to our multi-self, our God source energy, us being everywhere all at once, us being connected to the galactic, us living all of these different timelines, us having the master manifesting capabilities, us being that master light blaster that we are. We're waking up, we're remembering all of that. But what is cool is we are given the opportunity to play out all of those beliefs and ideas without having to die and reincarnate to be on another timeline. So it is so cool. We're literally opening up to a whole, now Disney's coming up, a whole new world, but really whole new worlds. But we're opening up from within to create that in our hologram. Our eyes are like that open lens that filter through our frequency. So as we are allowing the higher self to step in, the observer, then we can see things from that higher perception, react differently, redirect our attention as we do literally embody and physicalize, manifest, magnetize, or shall I say, shift to the realities that where these theories, ideas, and beliefs, which are just rememberings, deep wisdom and insight that we've held within us, and now are ready to play out. So we are literally able to bring that new earth, that new way through us, but it's not necessarily on a linear timeline. So when we think of linear timeline, what we're also releasing, hey, good morning, Christy Burt. Good morning, Kachetta. Good afternoon, good evening, good, beautiful moment of you, Lauren Riley, Tristan. I already said hi to. So, so a lot of times, so what I wanted to originally just stop here to share is in the old timeline, we think of, oh, we got all this cleanup work to do on New Earth. In some ways, we still slip into older timelines, how, oh, this is going to take forever, or, oh man, I'm on this exercise program, or I'm on this health kick, or I'm really trying to achieve a certain degree or understanding or wisdom, and taking all of this knowledge in, or say maybe certain classes. But what we are actually doing is we're escaping the linear timeline, but our human mind still wants to think of terms of linear time. Okay, I got to take this 6-week course, or okay, I got to be on this 6-week program, or okay, I got to be on this seven-day cleanse, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, because we're still trying to understand things from the linear timeline. But what we're actually doing now is we are sparking, opening up these portals of instant manifestation. And it's because we're literally shifting. We're not living on a linear timeline where our world is changed moment, well, it is changed moment by moment, but not in a linear way where it's step by step. Okay, how long is it going to take to clean up the oceans? How long is it going to take to clean up our sky? It can happen instantaneously, guys, because we're quantum. We're shifting timelines. We're not even on a linear timeline on Mother Earth, Gaia anymore. It's like so many times in my past, I can think of goals or plans I've had. And my husband always wants to pull out of me a plan according to finances. What is known now, what is known in the past is going to take A, B, and C to get to D. And intuitively, I always felt uncomfortable. I always felt constrained. I always felt like, oh my God, That's going to take 3 more years. Are you kidding? Oh, I can't do this until then. But something within me knew, no, I don't need to wait that linear timeline. I just need to be that energy, match that frequency, and allow my quantum self to zoop, shift me to that timeline. And it can seem long when we are still living from the past, when we're still operating from past ways, past energies. We're still literally manifesting and operating from that energy, and we can continue to create that. But we don't need to do that. We can be aware of our quantum self, be aware that everything is a shift, it's a frequency match, and shift to that already being, using your imagination, using your feeling state, just allowing it to shift you to that reality where you wake up one day and then like everything just seems to change in an instant. So when we keep creating from the past, allowing the past to direct our future, then we do get stuck. But it's all in the moment. As we enter the moment and allow all of our quantum self to be activated, to be released, to be unveiled in this timeline, then we have that capability of multidimensional traveling, which the abundance, we all been getting the abundance card, which is, that's how we're abundance. We have available quantum timelines availability to us in every moment of the now. So that's why the now is so rich. That is why in every moment of now, it's an opportunity to embody, to allow, to align to that highest frequency you, that highest frequency version that you are wanting, but not through trying, but through allowing, through just entering that moment of now and allowing all before us that is operating for us, created by our God source energy, to help be that shift, to help be that reflection of the awareness that we need in this moment of now. Whether it's redirected to talk to someone, whether it is to take action on something, whether it's to non-action, whatever it is, it's all available to us now. And when we utilize everything that's available to us now, it's like we're telling our spirit, yeah, man, I've sucked in and took in everything I needed to. I'm ready to shift to that next level. So through that appreciation and gratitude and utilizing and really absorbing everything before us now to the positive, in a positive way where we're not resisting, but we're allowing it to show us something about ourselves, whether through illumination or contrast or what have you, then it gives that observer part of us the reign to redirect us, to refocus us, to open us up to greater insight, because we're operating from both now, both the physical and the quantum. And I find that so magical. It's like we're living a world now that we only thought was portrayed on TV or sci-fi, and now we are literally stepping into all of that as the star seeds that we are, as the galactics that we are, as the God source energy, angels, guides, ancestors that we are, and all is so available to us. And for me personally, I don't, my world literally is different. Granted, I don't watch the news. Granted, I don't read newspapers. Granted, I'm not involved in collective stuff. But guess what? I'm not supposed to be, and nor are you, because you are creating your own world. What I need to know will be before me in every moment, whether it be through somebody on a live, whether it be through someone I see in the street. And what we're doing now also, as we are allowing this quantum self to be embodied in this physical timeline as us, we are synchronizing so instantaneously, because when we're embodying more multidimensional self, it is quantum, it is not linear. And we are synchronizing everything that I say, everything that I think is almost instantly mirrored through somebody else's post, through somebody I'm listening on YouTube, through something I see in my world. So as we become more quantum, that is how we're really manifesting. We are synchronizing to match the frequency of our quantum self in this physical reality. Is that not amazing? It is such good news. All right. You are not missing much. No, I am my most excitement, guys. I swear to freaking ask God. Tuning into me and my own little, what others might think of as quiet, mundane, not fascinating life. I am constantly entertained in my own energy. It is amazing. Just just through stopping and channeling right now, the stuff that's coming out of me, I didn't think of. I just decided to be present. I had an idea, but then the specifics come through as I enter that moment. And I'm amazed. And I find it all fascinating and exciting and intriguing. And if no one else, because it's my life to live, it's my world to create, and all of those that resonate, then we come together and we collaborate, we share in all of our quantum selves coming together quantumly and mirroring those aspects and that wisdom and that knowledge from one another's quantum self, which is still us being experienced from that reflection through another. I still feel this right now. Thank you. Thank you, Christy. Self, all of you guys are good day. Good day, guys. Sandy, thank you for joining. When we tap into our, sorry, it's hard to see out here, quantum self, because my screen is so dirty and I've got so many fingerprints all over it. I got to actually penetrate through my eyes. I have to see through the dirt on my screen to manifest what we wish in another version, or ourself is already experiencing it on another moment. Oh, can we tap into our quantum self to manifest what we wish for, that another version of our current? Yes, so we exist everywhere all at once, and we're shifting into those timelines. So yes, we can do that. And it's obviously, if we have resistance, there's just still, and think of resistance, we're usually so hard on ourselves. Know that resistance or unbelief or questioning, that's all good, because it just shows that we're still processing and transmuting and alchemizing certain energies from our past. So in the past, I could give myself shit for saying, oh, geez, I'm Crow Marie. Why don't you believe in that? Why are you so resistant? Why can't you just bang, manifest that huge house on the beach that you want? And obviously, I'm still working through certain beliefs, and that's okay. So we don't bring focus onto the resistance. Acknowledge it, know that it's okay, but bring focus to the magic, the positive, the thankfulness, even sometimes in reminiscing all the things that you already did manifest as proof of your quantum self. So, yes, we can shift. We're doing that every second, shifting to alternate versions of ourselves. Every moment literally is a shift. Just that sometimes our shifting isn't as big of a gap that brings us to like, oh my God, I'm in a different world, because we as a human being are still transmuting and processing and integrating these energies at a slower pace. But as we go along, things are exponentiating and becoming more bigger pops of insight, bigger pops of portals opening, bigger pops of enlightenment. And it is showing, even if we're not experiencing it, you are actually experiencing it through this, through me sharing or through others sharing that which you are becoming, that we sometimes dismiss as a mirror of ourselves. So when I hear other people sharing all of this stuff that excites me and liberates me and brings me to a greater freedom, we need to remember that is still us. That is a manifestation of ourself being reflected back. It is a physical experience through our senses, whether through our ears, our eyes, or reading. It is still a representation of the energy that we are shifting quantumly and allowing. So yes, we can. The greatest and easiest way is to go into pretend, go into imagination. And I did this with Mythos to manifest the condo that we live in right now. Well, the whole family, but most of them are in the Kennybunk house, but where he goes to school here, and I love it because it's like my own little sanctuary that I get to enjoy. So I would literally stop in a driveway and say, okay, Mythos, we're home. Take your backpack off. I shut off the vehicle. But how I would get my mind to play into, well, I'm not really walking through that door, is I would leave it and say, oh, Mythos, we forgot something at the store. Hop in. We got to run to the grocery store real quick. So it's playing with those energies, because those energies, that imagination, those dream states aren't any less real, because that is the very energy that creates the solidity for you to experience. So allowing more imagination, allowing yourself to play. A child, what do? They play pretend all the time. I remember being little, pretending I was in India, pretending I was cooking on little stones, pretending all the time. Imagination. So to enter the kingdom, quote unquote, of heaven, we enter it through the heart of the child. The child does not know the limitations yet until They are put on them. So we are to be like that child. Enter our imagination, enter our dream state. We don't even need to go through all the processes that the human body thinks we need to. Just put yourself in that energetic state, put yourself in that frequency, that resonance, and play with it. When you feel yourself being like not believing or doubting, just step out of it and play with the energy that you can believe in. And then as that manifests, then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a stepping stone, a stepping stone, a stepping stone. It's another platform of frequency to play in. So yeah, sure, it can happen all instantaneously. It's all according to us and what we're allowing in our belief, but it's also according to what our soul has also come to experience in this physical. But we do have the opportunity to shift greater and break contracts. Once we've extrapolated everything we think we needed, we can literally take on new soul journeys as well. It's all up to us. Hopefully that made some sense. All right, guys. And and yeah, just even where I live and even on my runs and even being right here, when I lived in Vermont and wasn't on the ocean, I would imagine I before I wake up is a great time to imagine because I'm still like um, catatose. What's the word? Just out of it. And I'm not so stuck into my reality yet. And I would say I'm already here. I would imagine seeing the ocean, smelling the ocean, feeling the breeze. I had some resistance. I was still believing in linear timeline. So it took me like a couple years. But then once that happened, once a miracle happens, it really opens you up. And then it's a whole floodgate. It's like releasing the dam and then a whole flood of energy and belief and new ideas and thinking enter your life. And it's quantumly, it's not just on this linear timeline. Once you have shifted, then you are connected. That frequency shift connects you to other streams of consciousness and timelines that are now aiding and supporting you. Maybe you wanted to be a writer, didn't know you wanted to be a writer, and then you shifted to something you wanted. Then all of a sudden you get these abilities and gifts, and you're like, what the hell? Where's this coming from? I didn't know I could be an artist or a musician or create in the way that I am because you just open through that shift other timelines of other information that match that frequency available to you now. So through our quantumness, we are literally opening up, not through studying artwork, not through being a metaphysicist. It's just an inner knowing that opens up to us. And anyways, this live is going on longer than I thought. So now, yeah, I'm all calmed down and cooled down. So I'm going to jog back home. But I wanted to share that because those are all things that all of us struggle with. And what this is just you guys have actually created this live. You're creating this information as a reflection, as a manifestation of your own energy you're working with. It's one of those in sync moments. Like maybe you were contemplating that and you're like, oh my God, she's talking about that. Because that's what happens to me. As we become more quantum and less dense and more light, we literally are connecting to all of that energy, not such in a denser matter way. Quantum is more following those waves, the flow, the frequencies. It's not linear, as in following the constraints, the plans, the have tos in the physical world. It's actually about releasing that, entering the waves of energy, the frequencies, and allowing that ride to then project that physicality, the matter, the particles that are densified into a physical experience. We're not creating from matter to matter. We're entering those waves of consciousness, the flow. And they say enter the universal multiverse flow. That's what we're doing as we allow. And how do we do it? We don't get in a spaceship and shoot ourselves off into space in a rocket. No, we come to the moment of now. That's how abundant we are. Everything is available to us now, the wisdom, the knowledge, the insight, just through me deciding, okay, I'm not really feeling it, but I know I'm going to feel better if I go for a little jog on the beach. I'm going to connect to Mother Earth, the ocean, the sky. And then what comes forth? All of this pours forth through me. And I wasn't thinking of that. So just allowing every moment to step into that portal of now. I was thinking, geez, I really should go to Walmart. I got to go get some paint. I got to do this. I got to do that. But what was my heart calling me to do? I really didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to come out here and connect. And so that's what I did. It's allowing that, not the old thoughts of hard work yields rewards. We're entering almost like just being in that flow, being in that energy, being in that wave. The quantum wave is manifesting. That is how we are creating now. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, here, hey, Tamara. Ah, my stinking lower back is still tight. I gotta stop lifting up ethos. All right, guys. Speaking of Mythos, Tamara, that was so sweet of you to send that to Mythos. He hasn't opened it yet. I sent you a picture. It arrived on my doorstep, so someone must have brought it up from the lobby, and so he's going to be so excited. So thank you. And anybody who is interested in being in a it's almost like it's a Master Light Blaster support group, but joining the Master Light Blaster group's paid membership, where we really delve into this, we reflect each other's greatest frequencies light. I don't even know how to describe it because it's more of our quantum selves coming together and to embody and to allow more and more of our light activation to be embodied in this physical realm, but simultaneously connecting to all of this multidimensional self. So it's very, very quantum. A master light blaster, you guys are all master light blasters without a doubt. And my definition of a master light blaster is one that allows the darkness to activate their light, that allows every moment of now to empower them to be all that they were meant to be in this moment of now. All right, guys, may you all shine. It's a little bit overcast today with the entirety of all the love and light multidimensionally, eternally, forevermore that you are.